all very well for me to talk about words like confidence and skills. I mean, you're familiar with those. But when I talk about a strategy, if I asked you to define what you think I mean by a strategy, I think you might struggle a bit. So I'm just going to spend the next couple of minutes explaining what I mean by a strategy, why it's different from a skill, and why it is so important to have a really good strategy and what it can do for you. Let's imagine for a minute that we're going to play a little game. In fact, we're going to have a competition to see who wins this £20 note. And the way the competition is going to run is that we're going to roll some dice. Now, these are the kind of dice that you're already familiar with, perfectly ordinary dice. And if we roll the two together, the highest score we can get is a double 6, in other words, 12. And here I have a more unusual dice. This is a 12-sided dice, 1 to 12, but again, the highest score you can get rolling this 1 is still 12. So 12 is the highest score that you can get, irrespective of whether you roll this 1 or those 2. But imagine now I am going to give you a choice. You can choose to roll this 1 or these 2. Which one would you go for if you're rolling for that £20 note? You should go for this 1, because your chances of rolling a 12 are 1 in 12. And if you go for that and leave me to roll these 2, I have only a 1 in 36 chance of rolling a 12. In other words, the odds of you winning that £20 note are 3 to 1 in your favour. That's a strategy. Now, does it mean that you are bound to win? No. You can have the best possible strategy. It doesn't guarantee that you will always be successful. It does not guarantee that you will never have any setbacks. Here's the thing it does guarantee, that the odds are always in your favour. And the more you apply that strategy, the more consistently you put it into practice, the more the odds are guaranteed to come out in your favour. And it's not because you are more skillful at rolling dice than me. And it's not because you're more knowledgeable about how dice roll, is it? And that is exactly the same when you go out into the job market. Having a better strategy than your competition puts you ahead of the game, puts the odds heavily in favour, even when you're against people who are every bit as skillful, every bit as knowledgeable, and every bit as well qualified as you are. Make sense?